We'll start with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll start with the players for questions.
I think you guys are looking at some basketball history. When you see a team shoot 38 from the field, 33 from three, and 58-6 from the free throw line, you're going to lose by double digits. But every single night, this team wins. It's an amazing thing. And I think it's because they get more possessions. They work so hard at the defensive end. Ashworth was absolutely fantastic. Just a great player. We turned him over 10 times last time, and tonight he was 11-4. But these two guys are not only great players, but they're just mature winners. I mean, Kadary, 19 points, 10 rebounds, 4 steals, 3 assists. 1 for 3 from 3, 4 for 4 from the line, and then Zuby was 18 points, 5 assists, 1 turnover, which that also, from a statistical standpoint, is one of the most amazing things of the year. So 5-1.
Oh yeah, we worked on it.
So I'm real proud of these two guys and the win and everything that surrounds the win. But it's so much fun coaching these two guys, because they're pros. They act like pros. They want to win. And Kadary just keeps getting better and better. I love his confidence. He doesn't even think about shooting a three. He just has great confidence right now, and that's why he's playing so well.
Okay, we'll take questions for Zuby or Kadary. Zach?
Zuby, if you just describe what the final seconds felt like, the sellout crowd and chance, and you're headed to a win that's going to give you guys a really good shot to win the league title better. What was those final seconds like? As you wrapped up this week?
I mean, it's something that you could dream of as a little kid. Just playing the MSG, the world's most famous arena, packed house, and you have everybody there to support you, and you pull out a win like that, and especially when the win means so much. So it was just something that I can't really describe. And as a player, it's something that it feels good. Not just for me, but for the whole fan base as well.
Congrats on the win, guys. Kadary, growing up in Brooklyn, what does it mean to you to be putting on for the city and the whole state of New York?
It feels good, going around being noticed because of the way we're playing and what we're doing as a team. So it has its benefits. We're going hard, we're staying humble, and we're going to keep on trying to win every game and play how we're playing.
Kevin?
Zuby, can you kind of describe what it was like for you guys to get Deivon back tonight, and especially what he did for you in the first half?
I mean, absolutely. He's a guard that pushes the pace, and you could tell that the flow within the game was it was pretty solid, especially on the offensive end as well. And he's a guy that he could get after it as well on defense, and being active with his hands and causing disruptions.
Okay, we'll go to Peter.
Zuby, I know you spoke about it's going to take a team effort against their size, Kalkbrenner. What allowed you guys to eventually break through against them?
I think the coaching staff did a great job of just preparing us for this game, and just letting us know all the little things and what it takes to pull out a win like this. And for the most part, we stuck with the scouting report, and I think everybody was pretty locked in, and especially on the defensive end, and just doing whatever it takes to get the win.
Kadary, after the loss, you guys came back. No shift in momentum. It looked like there was a lot of certainty out there with you guys, regardless of losing a 10-game winning streak. What was the composure of the team based on?
We know we didn't bring it with our defense at Nova. We weren't who we were, and we just made an emphasis of that. And we just came out tonight and executed what we had to execute to get a win.
We'll go Paul and then Roger.
Zuby, 2 for 4 from 3, 7 to 12 from the field. Good offensive day. I sit and watch you shoot threes pre-game. I mean, you're a heck of a shooter. Was that something that you wanted to do today? Maybe pull Kalkbrenner away from the basket and shoot some threes today?
Maybe you should shoot the threes from the foul line. Is that legal?
Rick, this guy can shoot.
Yeah, I'm saying move it back to the 3.
He can shoot.
I think you know, for the most part, you know, the coaching staff has, you know, told everybody, not just myself, to, you know, play with, you know, a great offensive, you know, confidence. And, you know, the player development sessions don't hurt as well. And, you know, we put in that time and effort, you know, and just not just myself, but everybody just, you know, working on their craft and being able to knock those shots down with confidence. And, you know, like you said, I wish we could move it back to the free throw line, but, you know, it's still a work in progress, and I just got to get that out of my head and move on.
Hey, it's a question. I'd like to hear each one of your takes on it. But, you know, at the beginning of the season, you guys talked about, like, winning a Big East championship. Now you guys have a 2-game lead with 5 games to go. You know, what does it feel like to have a thing like that in sight after wanting it for so long?
You just got to keep playing the way we're playing and move on to the next game. Can't have any slip-ups. Got to stay sharp to win out.
Yeah, I'll just completely agree. And, yeah, this was a great win, but we have to, you know, move on. We got DePaul, and, you know, every game in the Big East is every game in the Big East is really tough. You know, you're going to get the best out of absolutely everybody. So, yeah, you love this win, but, you know, just like you said, you just move on and get ready for DePaul.
Take one more for the players, Adam. For both of you guys, when you decided to transfer here, is this kind of what you had in mind, like sellout games in Madison Square Garden, playing for Coach Pitino, challenging for a Big East championship? Like, is it all sort of coming into focus with what you originally had in mind?
Yeah. This is what I transferred for. I like what's going on in the city right now.
Yeah, I mean, we came here to win. I'm pretty sure that's why we all here, and just to see it in fruition is, you know, something that's absolutely incredible. And you know, the crowd is involved as well, and that's the best part, because I feel like they give us, you know, tons of amounts of energy, and it's something that we're going to need, you know, moving forward. And we're just, you know, happy to have the opportunity to bring a championship here.
All right, thanks, Zuby. Thanks for your question. John,
Coach, I'm just curious, you know, when you took this job, you said that St. John was going to happen. Did everything that's happened in legitimately 23 months, 22-4, top 16 seed yesterday, top 10 ranking, the Garden sold out, did it happen quicker maybe than you initially thought it could when you first got the job?
The only thing I'm really surprised at is the fan base packing the Garden. I mean, these are now Knick crowds.
Yeah.
And I think, like last year's Knick team, you know, about the toughness, New York strong, you know, we're doing what they did last year, and that's why the fans are coming out. So that's the only thing I'm surprised at. Everything else I was hoping for, see if it would happen.
Okay, we'll go to Jason.
Rick, it seemed like early in the game, it was you guys were 14-4, you got a 2 or 3, then turnover, missed a quick shot, then another turnover, and next thing you had a 5-point burst. How pivotal was that early? Would you say that possibly was the turning point of the game, even that early in the action?
You know, I think when you have, even though you're not shooting a high percentage, but anytime you have 21 assists and 5 turnovers, that's an amazing performance, because they did a lot of really good things on offense. The free throws, I think Zuby, it just gets into his head. He's a good free throw shooter. It's just when he starts thinking about it instead of just shooting normally. But we played a really good game. They're a very good basketball team. They're tough to play against. But look, when you play a whole basketball game with this much pressure on it and only turn it over 5 times, it's an amazing feat.
Go right, you don't mind.
Rick, with the success that you guys are having now, looking towards next year, the impact that the team is having on New York basketball and just high school recruiting in general.
Well, we're not recruiting any high school basketball players. Not this year. We've already recruited Ruben, Lefty. Come on, we're building from that. This year, we're not even looking at a high school basketball player, because we're losing Deivon, Kadary, and Aaron.
Right.
You can't replace them with high school kids.
Go Zach and then Roger.
Rick, can you give us a timeline of what happened with Deivon?
Biggest shock, I was shutting him down, and I said to Deivon, and nobody's deciding now except him, Deivon, when you're 100%, you're back in. He said, Coach, do you mind if I try play a development session? And I said, have at it. He said, I feel good, I'm ready to go. It was one of the biggest shocks of the year for me, because I thought we were looking at the earliest after Connecticut. And to be honest with you, without him tonight, we don't win this game. We do not win because we're pressing the entire game. And if we didn't have him, we don't win the game. So it was a real happy thing for us to get him there.
Does he look healthier today than he had in any of the games?
He had the best practice of the season yesterday. He was 6 for 7 from 3. He was awesome. It's going to take a little time, but we need him back. He helps us in so many ways. The pace picks up when he's in the game.
Do you think you saying on Wednesday might be out this season motivated him to get back?
No, I just told him, I didn't say that. Met with him, I said, look, I got to get you 100% where you're rebounding, you're pushing, and not thinking about your injury. I think a lot of it was mental. I've seen it so many times with players, they're just worried about re-injuring it, and it hits home mentally on them, not so much physically, but he felt very confident that he could really contribute, and without him, we don't win this game.
Rick,
Roger.
obviously, Brady's been out for the season for quite some time, but, you know, to have the rest of the team at full strength going into this home stretch, how big a deal is that for you guys, especially with like a possible conference championship?
I think what you're seeing is an amazing thing, just like I said statistically. I think what you're seeing from this team is truly amazing. I think that they've gone through a lot of serious injuries, but never wavered. It's been that next man up mentality. But what I like more than, look, you're going to see an episode of, I'm sure you're all tuned in at the edge of your seat to see the next episode of Vice. But you're going to see some problems in the locker room. And the result of Sim, and we've gone through our problems with Deivon early in the year, with Sim, but we've never wavered with our discipline of the way you should be. And you're going to see that up close and personal on TV. And you're going to see how the team has grown. Because the toughest thing, like you see Auburn right now, they have just about every player back. I think they took one transfer. So that's why they're so good. We're just a bunch of guys, really the guys that came back, we got all new, I think 4 new starters. So it takes time to build a team, and even with the injuries, this team never wavered with their work ethic. But they're getting it now. They've arrived. The Garden's packed. They're playing great. But all I'll say to you is Connecticut, Seton Hall. Okay? We could go to DePaul and lose, and all this hard work down the drain. So that was my message to them. Anybody in this conference could beat anybody. We can go in and lose to DePaul. You see the numbers. It's very easy to do. But because of the way we play, with 5 turnovers and meticulous with the rebounding down the stretch, it's pretty special.
All right, Peter, Kevin, and then Paul to wrap up.
Kind of go off of actually what you just said. Just what is your message, maybe more big picture, as you try to close in on this Big East title?
Just you just when you get in the NCAA tournament, you can't say we're a seed play. One thing you have to do is every team in the NCAA tournament can beat you. You just have to, and that's what I'm trying to coach them right now for the tournament. That every single game is tournament driven, and you could fail offensively, but nothing can stand in your way mentally of playing great defense. And we did not play great defense against Villanova. But sometimes you just want to blame yourselves. After watching the film, they made great shots with 1 second on the clock. So I just sometimes watch the film and say, no, really wasn't us. It was great play by Villanova, and you got to give them all the credit.
Rick, to build off that point defensively, even in this game, Creighton shot close to 50% in the first half, and then you hold them to 35% in the second half. Was there something that changed on your guys' end defensively?
Well, there are a lot of plays in the game, transition-wise, and underneath that, bounce plays where they were getting a dunk with 1 second on the clock that should never have happened. We made some errors, and Ashworth is really, really difficult to guard. He's very tough to defend. He's always moving. He's fast. He knows how to draw fouls. So it's a 2-half game. I think pressing can wear people shooting out. It's helped us now in 2 games. I think we pressed tonight 36 minutes. Not easy to do without playing your bench very deep. So we're in great shape right now, physically and mentally. This is a great performance tonight. Great performance. Very appreciative to the fans, the Garden. For me, it's extra special to see St. John's so happy, to see the Garden so happy. As a New Yorker growing up on 26th Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenue, growing up in Knicks fan, to me I look at this with great pride. And not for myself or anything I'm doing, but just for St. John's and the fans coming back. How do you get the fans back? How do you get the fans back? Well, you form a team. We're a team with the Garden. We told the Garden, we want you to own St. John's University. And that's the way they treated us. They are owners in our team. We appreciate it from the brass all the way up to the top. He has supported us in St. John's. So we've formed a big team. The Garden is our home. We moved Seton Hall to the Garden. We'll probably go and play maybe 14 games if we can get the dates next year. So the Garden's magical. Nobody appreciates it more than me as the next Knick coach, and I'm just very appreciative and happy for the St. John's fans.
Paul, last one.
Yeah, following up on that, Rick, you know, you do seem happy and very satisfied. And, you know, when you got a team like this that wins with defense, that wins by hitting the boards hard, and, you know, pulling out these games left and right that are tight, it's really been something for everybody that's a St. John's fan. My question to you is, you know, a lot of people didn't think Deivon was going to play today, and now you got this game under your belt, and you got a nice stretch coming up with 3 teams that you guys should definitely beat. And I know you don't want to look.
Did you say that to Connecticut?
I know you don't want to look forward to this. I mean, ahead. But what I'm trying to say is, I think you're going to bring a Big East championship back here. And how happy are you about this?
Well, I am very happy, but the only thing I can say is, if you take the statistics, you can honestly say you can lose to anybody. And we can. We can lose to DePaul, we could lose to Connecticut, we could lose to Marquette at Marquette, we could lose certainly to Butler, laying 97 the other night. We could lose to anybody, but because they work so hard, I look at this, I've never in my lifetime coached a team like this. All my teams work hard. That's a blessing I've had as a coach. But I've never seen these type of statistics and this much winning, ever. It defies all statistical logic, but that tells you how good they are with effort. And effort for any basketball coach, say, give me that, make that the common denominator, and it is. You guys are witnessing something very, very special, and it's exciting for the players. I can assure you, I had nothing to do with 19,800 people here tonight. These players make it. That's why the fans are coming out, because they appreciate the work ethic of this team. I appreciate my assistant coaches for what they give us each night out, the amount of work they put in, but this is a players' reunion with St. John's. They are bringing the fans all back with their effort, and I know St. John's appreciates that. Thank you all. And all get if you would, you see my son, Ryan, could you just, if you would all buy these hats, I don't own the company, but Yankee St. John's, please.
Queens, Rick. Queens. Come on, man.
Mets.
No, Knicks. Where's the Knicks?
Stanton tournament.
Where's the Mets?
I love the Mets. I'll give you.
Yeah.